wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawalah. Basically, I want everybody to participate. Anyone who here, you should contribute something. You know, what we're talking about is something that we all capable to do. We all have some way or other, some ideas, and we can contribute. So basically, there is a two topics I want to just go over in maybe 15 minutes, and then after that, inshallah, I will open the floor for all of you brothers and sisters, and you can inshallah jump in and give your idea. Number one, it's about there's a lot of questions and also sometimes confusion about participating about demonstrations. Is that okay Islamically from the Islamic perspective, or is something that we should not do it as a Muslim? To answer that question, we need to. I want to go back and teach you something that you maybe already know, but I'm just gonna refresh your mind. There is 5 main objectives in the Sharia, Islamic law. 5 main objectives in the Islamic Sharia that Sharia and Islam care about in terms of human existence. We call maqasid al-Sharia. Maqasid means the objectives of the Sharia. Number 1, it's the faith itself. Number 2, it is the life of the human being. Number 3 is the wealth and the properties of the human beings. Number 4 is the offspring and the children. Number 5 is the mind and the aql of the human being. This we call maqasid al-Sharia. The main objective of the Sharia is to protect the 5 things I mentioned right now: faith, life, wealthy, family, and the aql, the mind of the human being. That's why in Islam, people are free to follow any faith they want. There is no compulsory in Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made that very clear in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا إكراها في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي. But once you get into Islam and take your shahada, or you reach the age of puberty and you declare you are a Muslim, then that means you sign contract with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you have no right to retract that contract. The contract itself is telling you this. You sign contract with Allah and you cannot retract that contract. It's up to you to get in or not to get in. But once you get into, there is no way to go back. So Islam came to protect the faith of the people. That's why the hadith say, لا يحل دم امرئ من مسلم إلا بإحدى ثلاث. It's forbidden to kill a Muslim, a believer person, except 3 conditions. And that is if somebody, after he entered Islam, if they reject Islam. So Islam protected the faith. Number 2, the life of the human beings. So in Islam, the Quran in Surah Al-Ma'idah chapter 5, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that من أجل ذلك كتبنا على بني إسرائيل أنه من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا. If you kill innocent life without no reason, it is as if you kill the entire humanity. ومن أحياها فكأنما أحيا الناس جميعا. If you protect a life, it's as if you protect the entire humanity. So it's a secret. It's something important, and nobody has right to take a life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored and Allah forbid. Specifically, individuals and groups, they don't have a right. Only government has that right under certain circumstances. It's not something that everybody do whatever they want and whenever they no. So that's another objective part of the Islamic Sharia. The third objective part of the Sharia is to protect the wealthy and the property of the human being. In Islam, if you work hard and earn your income, your money, it is yours. Islam encourages us to give charity. And of course, zakah is not an option. Zakah is, we must pay our zakat. But whatever wealth you have, whatever money you accumulated, it is yours. Nobody has right to take away from you by force, except the rights of the faith. Because zakat is, and of course, if the government needs something extra, the government should ask the people. So people volunteered, like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do. In the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was no army who received salary every month, or there was no army. People, they were volunteers. They were volunteering their, their life. They were volunteering their money and their time and everything. And it was all the time was a war in the lifetime of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So people, they were volunteering. The fourth one is offspring. Why Islam forbid, fornicating and adultery and all these things? The reason, the purpose is to protect the nasl, the human dignity. Because if a man a woman, and there is too many children on the street and nobody knows who's their father, who's their mother, Allah honor the human being. Those people, they need to be protected. So, but it become difficulty for those human beings. If they don't know who their father is, if they don't know who their mother, it's very difficult. They need somebody to take care of the children, somebody to give them shelter, to give them, education, to give them love. Love is very important. So they need mother and father who take care of the children. So that's why Islam forbid adultery. So Islam came to protect the offspring and also the connection, the relatives. The last one, Islam, one of the objectives of the Sharia is to protect the mind of the human being. That's why anything, whether that's the alcohol or drugs, that make you think properly, make you to think improperly, it is forbidden. Drug is forbidden, alcohol is forbidden, because it will corrupt your judgment, corrupt your mind. So it's haram, it's forbidden. So those are the 5 major objectives in our faith. Now, let's come to our topic about, it is okay, it's halal to participate the mudaharat. We call mudaharat in Arabic. In English, we call, demonstration, right? When we do demonstrate, right? So what's mudaharat? Linguistically, what's mudaharat? Mudaharat is when we come together and put our resources together to move to a certain, objective. تظاهرون عليهم بالإثم والعدوان. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was talking to the children of Israel and he said, تظاهرون عليهم بالإثم والعدوان. You gang together to hurt some other groups of people. So mudaharat, linguistically, it's a large group of people who are doing certain thing in a certain way or direction. Now, there is something we call also in the Arabic fiqh terminology, wasila and ghaya. Al-wasila wal-ghaya. Wasila is, ghaya is your object. Now, let's simplify this, because wasila and ghaya is Arabic, so you don't understand. If you want to go to Washington, D.C., and you are here right now, what do you do? In our time now, what do we do? If I want to go right now to go to Washington, D.C., what do I do? Either you take the metro or you drive your car. What is your ghaya? What do you want to do? You want to go to Washington, D.C., right? Yeah. What are you using to reach there? It's your car, right? Yeah. Is the main purpose is the car itself, or it's to be there? Yeah. To be there. So what is the car? It's the means. So this demonstration it's a means to something, to achieve some goals and certain things. So now, we don't have to worry about the mudaharat itself. We should think about it, why we are doing mudaharat. What is the purpose to do the demonstrations? What is the purpose?
Hopefully to get change.
What is the main object and goal it's to show that you are not, proving this. It means you're against this, and you want to be able to hear your whoever responsible or in a leadership position to hear your voice, right? Okay, now we are just going. That's where we're going now. So, what do you want to change? Is something noble? Is something good, or something bad? So now, let's say we go to Washington D.C. and we do a demonstration to bring the attention of our government, our president, our Congress, and say we are against the genocide that the Palestinians, the Israeli army doing to the Palestinians. Is that something beneficial in our time today, in the way we do things? Is it something beneficial or is it not beneficial? What do you think? This is something. It's open field. I'm just. How? Let's talk about it. How is it beneficial?
Brings awareness.
It's bring awareness. Yes.
Yeah. Education. The officials know what the public feels.
Yeah, it show, and actually in the West, because in the West people they have more freedom compared to the East, right?
Yeah.
So in the West it's a mechanism. It is a way that you bring the government and government officials awareness that we're not approving this. We're against this. It's not acceptable. In my opinion, those individuals who was in the Congress when the two ministers, the Minister of Defense Minister and Foreign Minister, when they were, asking money, those people who were there showing their hand with blood, that is the best way to do something, because how many millions of Americans was watching that? They cannot even, they cannot hide because all the camera is there now. The Congress and the minister is there. They cannot hide it, right? It was the most powerful tool that the American people use to demand ceasefire. So it is beneficial. So the demonstration is a wasila. It's like your car. You want to go to Washington, D.C., you use your car, the demonstration itself, it is just a wasila. So ghaya, the final product of what are you doing, if something is beneficial, then what are you doing, it become beneficial. Because our car is beneficial. Because it takes us to our destination. We know that sometimes there is something that un-Islamic happening there. Like, for example, اختلاط, man and woman is intermingling and something happen. But what is the intention? Yeah, what is our intention? If you can avoid it, that اختلاط, you have to avoid it. You should not do something, haram in Islam. You should avoid it. And also, we should not be fooled. You see, sometimes some people who are fools, they trying to fool us. We live in the ikhtilat society. Everywhere we go, the man and woman, they are intermingling in the restaurant, in the metro station, in the airplane, in the mall, in the shopping malls. Everywhere we go, people, they are there. Man and woman, people are. So it's not something exclusively for this situation. It's our life we live. And also, you cannot apply the same situation in everywhere. If every society or a situation, it has its own situation. So you have to treat each way its own way. So as I say again, it's a wasila and ghaya. Wasila, it's the tools that the means you use to reach your goal. So the goal of the demonstration is to ease our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And by the way, when they talk, they always comment the people who are rising up around the globe. And indeed, it did today, Netanyahu, he say, we are getting a lot of pressure from the government, the American government. He say we get a lot of pressure to stop. So why did Joe Biden change his mind? If nobody talking, if nobody demonstrating, if nobody is saying anything, do you think he will change his mind? Of course not. So we see the fruits of that this demonstration is. Now the demonstrations have become okay. You just need to do, not to do anything haram or anything against your faith, but it's a very, very good tool that we can use as a Muslim. That's one side, the demonstration. Some other questions came. It is okay to boycott now Starbucks and McDonald's and all these things also is going on. Is that okay from the Islamic perspective? Again, boycotting is a wasila too. And actually, those has a base in our faith. We are not saying we should boycott our American company unless they supporting the army of Israel. But if any company support Israel's army, as a Muslim, we must boycott. It has a base in our faith. There is a hadith narrated by Bukhari and Muslim. There was a Sahabi, his name Thumama ibn Athal. Thumama ibn Athal, and I don't know if you know the story of Thumama ibn Athal, he was trying to assassinate Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Umar radiallahu anhu saw him and he told the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, I see him, maybe he have a bad intention. So now the Jibreel tell the story between Thumama ibn Athal and another guy who they have a conversation. They decide to, the guy say, if I have somebody who can take care of my family, I will go and kill, and he say, I will take care of your family. So he came. Now they arrested him in Medina and they tied him in one of the pillars of the Masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was coming to, every morning, he was in the masjid. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and said, "Mada waraka ya Thumama." And Thumama, he was a Yemeni guy. He said, if you let me go, I will appreciate it. If you need money, I can give you as much money you want. However, if you want to kill me and you kill me, remember there is a man behind me. Means that my tribe will get revenge. So 3 days, Rasul was coming to him, asking this question. He gave the same answer. Rasul decided to let him go without nothing. He said, just go home. Thumama, after a couple of hours, he came back and he said, I want to become a Muslim. So the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you were there, why don't you take a shahada? He said, I don't want people think I become Muslim because I was scared about that. It should come from my heart. So he became a Muslim. Now, as Allah mentioned in the Quran in Surah Quraysh, لِإِلَافِ قُرَيْشٍ إِلَافِهِمْ رِحْلَةَ الشِّتَاءِ وَالصَّيْفِ. Mecca, there is nothing in Mecca. It's empty land. It's just a mountain. So Quraysh, they used to have a trade. The trade, in the summertime, they used to go to Sham, where is Syria, Palestine, that area, and they used to buy goods and stuff like that. In the wintertime, they used to go to Yemen, and they buy goods from Yemen. And Thumam ibn Athal, he was a Yemeni, and his tribe, they were very, very strong tribe, and he was the head of the tribe. So he told Quraysh, after he became a Muslim, and he went to his tribe, he went to Quraysh, and he told them, as long as you are against the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you will not get any business with us in Yemen. Means that that business is finished, except with the permission of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If he give me the permission to allow you to do it, other than that, your business in Yemen is finished. So that was a type of boycott that Thumam ibn Athal did it. And actually it happened also in the time of Abbasiyin. Even Muawiyah, some stories say Muawiyah, who did it, and Harun al-Rashid, they decide not to trade some of the Romans. So this is something that if we don't boycott the non-Muslims that we have no war with, we do business with them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم إن الله يحب المقسطين. As long as other faith and other people, they don't hurt us, they don't fight against us, they don't wrong us, there's no problem to have a business with them, to be nice and kind to them, to help them, to support them. There's no problem. But when is someone against you and is killing you, then Islam gives you the right to fight. By all means you have it. And boycotting the companies who supporting the army of Israel, who killing the children, is something that everybody have the right to do it. And our ulama, they say that it is okay. And it hurt them. I remember, I don't remember the year when they did, these pictures about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in French. The Muslim world, a lot of countries, they boycott any goods coming from French. And it said it costs them $100 billion. See, it never happened in the history of French, such catastrophe like that. So it will affect, it's a very effective weapon. That, and also in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the time tells us, يُجَاهِدُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ بِأَمْوَالِهِمْ وَأَنفُسِهِمْ. When you fight him back, you fight with your wealth and you are life, right? So it's very effective weapon that the Muslim community needs to use. You know why the state of Israel, they, in the state of Maryland, where we are here right now, what do you call Larry Hogan? He has a name. The governor the former governor of Maryland, he make a law that any company, American company, who boycott the goods coming from Israel will not get any contract in the state of Maryland. It has a BD, it has some names. I forget the name. BDS? They call BDS? Yeah, something like it has some names like that. Any one of you aware that? You never hear that? You know, it tells you there is no awareness in our community. That's what I was telling this morning. There is a certain things that are very simple. It doesn't cost us money. It doesn't cost us much time. But if we do it, it's a very, very powerful tool, such as to vote. But not just to vote. We should know to whom we should vote. We are so ignorant how things work. And sometimes if we are not ignorant even, we are so careless. And I think this kind of, sleeping and not involved and being active is not going to help us. And Allah is working in us. I believe we have opportunity today as a Muslim community in the United States of America. We have opportunity that it will not come back in the next 100 years if we don't take advantage of that opportunity. The opportunity we have today, the Americans are waking up. Those people who put a blood in their hands. When Blinken and what is the name, the defense, Austin, the two ministers, the foreign ministers, the most important two ministers, when they were lobbying to, get money for Israel and Ukraine, a group of Americans organized themselves, sit down. They very good. The way they organized was amazing. They sit down in the back. Blinken was trying to talk. They cease fire, and their hand is a blood, and all the camera is there. Nobody can hide it, and that's what they're scared about it. So if we don't organize ourselves and utilize those type of people, and by the way, most of those people, they were Jewish. They were not even Muslim or Christian. They were Jewish. There's a lot of Jewish people who are, working hard to stop the fighting. What we are doing? We should, mobilize those people and plus our community and push pressure our government. It works. That's all. That's what we're talking about. This is a long term, in my personal opinion. Long term, A short term, because the emotion is high now. In the long term, we must have a plan, very strategic plan, that we will make sure that those who are running for office in our state of Maryland, in our county, Montgomery County, that they will understand and will know that the Muslim community has a power, vote power. I told the brothers and sisters in the tafsir, our county executive win only 32 votes last term. The first term, this is his second term. The first term, he win 70 something. This term, he only win 32. What is the percentage of the Muslim community in Montgomery County? Did anybody know? Anybody know? No. Actually, they said the Muslim community is between 7 to 12%. Yeah, they say that. I don't know. That's what I hear. But I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. Yeah. Actually, it's more than, it's 8 million. This is the Muslim community in America. It's 8 million. Allah knows. But there's a large number of Muslims. The only things we're missing is to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and have faith and iman and do something for our children, our Muslim community, our brothers and sisters overseas, and unite ourselves. That's all. And whatever we do collectively. If we cannot do that, and in my personal opinion, وَذَلِكَ أَضْعَفُ الْإِيمَانِ, that's the weakest of faith. If we cannot even do that, I don't know whether we can claim we have a faith or not. I don't know. If we cannot even come together and unite ourselves to vote for the benefit of our own community. Look, when I say, now I pull out my children from Montgomery County Public School because what they are teaching. I pull out my children. It costs me a lot of money to send them to, I couldn't afford even to send them to private school, so I have to do homeschooling. Even the homeschooling, it costs you a lot of money. Right? But I can assure you, if we organize ourselves, we can remove all the things and I was talking to a brother who from Texas. He said the government cannot even think to put something like that in the state of Texas because people are religious, conservative. So why don't we? It's a beneficial for us now, our own community, if we come together and do things together. Am I right, or am I just saying throwing something there? Who preventing us? I'll tell you what preventing us. Our egos, our envy. Oh, if I don't do it, I'm not going to support. If it didn't come from me, I'm not for it. How so-and-so they doing this? Who are from this country or that country, or this background or that background? Who cares? That's not good. If you are a Muslim, you have to have a faith and iman and taqwa. You have to do what is good and support any good, regardless of that when that good came from. Our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There was something in the Jahiliyyah before he became a messenger. They call Hilf al-Fudul. The guy who started his name Ibn Jad'an. So the Quraysh people agree upon, if anybody abreast, to help and support that person. And they did it. They make the agreement and immediately they implement that agreement. And the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was part of that agreement. And the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "لو دعيت في الإسلام لأجبت." If I can do something similar to what I attended in the Jahiliyyah, Quraysh who worships idols, if they invite me something similar to that, say I will accept it. So Islam is a justice, fairness, equality, unity. That's what Islam stands for. Before I give the floor to you, brothers and sisters, I just want to let you one thing. There is an Arabic terminology we said, فَاقِدُ الشَّيْءِ لَا يُعْطِيهِ. فاقد الشيء لا يعطيه is if you don't have it, you cannot give it. If you don't have it, you cannot give it. You can only give what you have, right? If we don't know our Islam, then nothing we can give. We need to know our deen through the Quran and the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Know your deen. Go back to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Read, reflect, think about it, ask a question, read one page or half page, repeat 100 times, read different translations. Remember, when you read the Quran, Allah is talking to you. When Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, ask yourself, first question you need to ask, am I a believer or non-believer? If you say, I'm a believer, are you implementing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you to do? If you find out you are not implementing, then it is a fake. You are not believer. So you have to go back to the sources. Know your deen. I know a lot of us, many of us, may not have the opportunity when they were baby, maybe their family, they don't know much about Islam. Some of us, maybe they refer to Islam. Maybe you never expose a good knowledge of understanding of Islam. Can that be excuse? And say, you know what, nobody taught me when I was young. No, it will not be excuse. Can somebody say, I'm old now, I cannot just start to learn now? No, that's not excuse. Allah cut off all the excuses. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened the whole, there's, this social media and this internet and all these things is another world full of knowledge. Now we are using ChatGPT. ChatGPT, if I tell ChatGPT, prepare for me khutbah, they give the best khutbah. It prepares you the best khutbah. My son, who is 11 years old, I told him, write down something about Somalia. It was, last week. And in 5 minutes, he bring me a lot of information. I was not even aware of it. And I was looking. Did you use ChatGPT? He's 11 years old. He said, yes. I told him, no, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
You didn't do this. Somebody else did it. So do yours. Do this. So there is no excuse. My brother and sister, there is no excuse to say, I was not aware of it. I didn't know. No. No excuse. So inshallah, I want everybody to participate in it. This is, if you have a question about, it was only to talk about the demonstrations and stuff like that. And I tell you, as long as the ghaya, if your intention is to help and support your brothers and sisters, and it brings some benefit for our brothers and sisters or our community, it's absolutely mashru'. It's something okay to do it, and we should do it. Because this is the language that our time and our people understand. So we should take advantage and use it. If somebody tell you anything other than that, I know there is a munkarat there, yes, but the munkarat, your intention is not to do munkar. You avoid the munkar. Munkar means something that dislike. But the intention is to. And we have to be strategic all the time. And I'm not talking about some people who doing, broken things and throwing things. No, that's absolutely wrong. And any demonstration that people, they throwing things and broken things, we should not be part of it. Absolutely. It should be a peaceful expression and objective demonstration. Allahu Akbar. Any comments, any question? Everything is, the floor is for you.
So is it something through the masjid? Are we doing something collectively now that's happening as far as a protest?
The protest, I think, is for individually.
Just individually?
That individually. So sometimes, usually they send something in the WhatsApp, and so it's up to the individuals. If the masajid organize something, it's good, and I think they should do it. This is a short term. What I care the most, if we want to help our brothers and sisters, not only Palestinian, our brothers and sisters in Burma, in Kashmir, any other place, because there is a lot of, in India, our brothers and sisters in India, they are suffering. These Hindus, they destroy their masajid. Brothers and sisters, why the Jewish lobby are powerful? What they are using? They use three things. Let me tell you this. The power in the Jewish community, they came from three sources. Number one, education. We need to educate our community. When I say education, I'm not talking about, of course, Jewish children, they don't memorize Quran. I'm not only talking about Quran and Hadith and fiqh. I'm talking about, it's very important, and we must teach them a combination of science and Islamic knowledge. Combine the two, produce a strong Muslim, a child who have a Muslim identity, who know their deen, who know their Lord, their aqidah, strong, but at the same time, the top in the schools. Who graduate the best schools, who can inventors, who can invent things. That's what we need to put our resources. So Jewish community, they emphasize and invest education. Very important. Number two, wealthy. Who say, a lot of times, the wealthy is a devil. Wealthy is not the devil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, 90%, 95%, anytime Quran talk about jihad by our life and our wealth comes first before the life. يُجَاهِدُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ بِأَمْوَالِهِمْ وَأَنفُسِهِمْ. The Jewish community, they have a wealthy, but they know their wealthy is with their mouth. They know how to utilize their wealthy. Muslim community, no. They don't know how to utilize. Number three, the Jewish community, they know they network. Communication. If you add 1/4, it is entertainment. Whether it's media, social media, you name it. Most of the entertainment, the media, everything, most of them, they are the one who controlling. That's the way they persuade the mind of the people, especially those who are not aware of it. But subhanallah, there is something we call in the Arabic language, انقلب السحر على ساحر. The magic turned into the magicians. So now, a lot of American young, not only American, around the globe, the young generations now, they're using the same tools and showing the facts. Now you cannot hide it. No, you cannot hide it because of the social media. So we have to start 4 things. Let's do 4 things. Number one, we must establish educational institutions and invest a good education from the Islamic perspective and science perspective. Very important. I will say all the Muslim community in their area, like MCC is a masjid, ISB is a masjid, ISB in Baltimore. You have ICM. All the major masajid, they should have an Islamic school. Not just Islamic school, a real school. And the Muslim community, those Allah give them wealthy, they should invest in the Muslim children, whether they have a children there or not. The problem is now, most of our families are poor family. They cannot afford private Islamic schools are very expensive. And the education they give the children is not has good quality, most of them. So it's a big problem. We have to eliminate the poor. We have to bring to high standard the education and invest. And the only way you can do, you have to have money. You have to have resources. And the resources must be the community, and the community invest that. So institutions, educational institutions are very important. A strong one. 2, financial institutions. A lot of our youth, they graduated and they've been discriminated in the workplace. So we must have a financial institutions that our youth, they can do internship, they will hire it when they graduated, a strong financial institutions. Number 3, we must involve local politics. While together, local politics. Not only we just involve, but we have to, in order to involve, that's number 4, we have to educate ourselves, our community. Don't tell me just to go and vote. To whom I vote? What is this person's ideology? Where he stands in my value? I have to know whom I vote should. I will tell you an example. There is a county council who represent where we are sitting now, MCC. She say nasty things about the Muslim community. When she was in live TV, she say this nasty things about Muslim community. That day, I was in Shenandoah Valley with my family. And I was watching, and I was so upset and angry, her comments. And I figured it out. She is the one who represented me. I was not aware at that time. I know sometime, one day she came here, she was running office, and I don't know even what office she was running. They invited, it was Ramadan. So I recognized her face, but I didn't know she represented me. Then I talked to myself. When I find out myself, I'm a little bit upset. What she said, I talk to myself and say, is that her fault or my fault? I came to the conclusion, it is my fault. It's not her fault. Because I did not reach out to her. I did not ask any question. I did not educate it. She doesn't know even what Muslim community, the power of Muslim community. She doesn't know nothing about us. Because we did not take the time to interview her from knowledge perspective. You have to understand the person, what area is running. Did anybody know how many districts in Montgomery County? I know some of you are not in Montgomery County, you are BG County. But those of us who are in Montgomery County or used to live in Montgomery County, how many districts in Montgomery County?
Is it 8?
No.
15 or more.
No. Sheikh Google. I think it's 7.
I was saying 8, but I thought.
Yeah, you're close.
From the west.
You were very close.
Yeah.
7, right? Brothers and sisters, what we are doing here? Let's wake up. You know why? I think we are just, we just like to be in our comfort zone. We don't want to, because it costs you time, it costs you, energy and thinking and mobilizing. And so I think we just like to be relaxed. Is that relaxation in our deen? No. Our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed him to the wahy, and he stand praying, قُمِ اللَّيْلَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا, until his food swallow. His wife tell him, you're killing yourself, relax. He tell her, انتهى عهد نومي يا خديجة. Say, oh Khadija, the time for sleep, it's over. From now on, struggle. So we have to do the struggle so that our children, inshallah, tomorrow, they become good du'ad ila Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the things I always, like to see, I don't know the unseen, the ghaib. Only Allah knows the ghaib. But I think those of you who are young, inshallah, you will witness and you will be alive. I believe 50 years today, the Spanish community will be the majority in the United States. The House and the Senate both, most likely the majority of the House and the Senate, they will be Spanish people. Most likely the President of the United States 50 years from today will be Spanish. What we are doing with the Spanish community? Are we giving da'wah? So Muslim community, if we want to do something, we have to go to the Spanish people. I'm thinking if the Muslim wealthy, if they can build a masjid in Lanley Park, so that is, we can give da'wah to the Spanish community. You know why? When it's Islam, the Spanish community, they are very family oriented. If one family enters Islam, 10 other family will come to Islam. They influence each other. So if 20% of the Spanish community become a Muslim 50 years from today, plus the other Muslim and their children, what the Muslim community is going to look like at that time in America? In 50 years, it's not far. Whomever Allah give a life, right? What we are doing it. If Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his Sahaba, they don't work hard, do you think today we will be Muslim here in America? No, because of their hard working. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was, Ghazwat al-Ahzab, when they were digging the trench around Medina and he, strike the rock and this lightning and Allahu Akbar, he said, Allah give me the kingdom of Persian. Yemen, Roman. And the Munafiqin, they said, look, Muhammad, he's bribing us. We're going to take over the Roman and the most powerful empire, and we cannot even go outside in peace. Did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam witness the opening of Persian? No, he didn't. He didn't witness. Islam was still in Jazira al-Arabiya, right? So the issue is not you and I to witness when Islam thrive. We have to put the seed. We have to work hard. We have to do our part. So tomorrow when we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we say, our Lord, we did our part. And we cannot do anything, brothers and sisters, without being united, working collectively. I will stop there, inshallah. If anybody can add something, yes. Yes, sister.
How do you get the youth interested in voting? I think a lot of people are disappointed in the government, and so they feel as though, what's the point of voting? What's the point of becoming politically involved? They're going to do what they want to do anyway. And so how do you get the upcoming generations to understand that, voting is a tool that we can utilize in our communities, to push our concerns forward?
Yeah. You know, there is one of the great sheikh, Egyptian sheikh, he wrote a book, small book. And the title of the book is Hamasatu Shabab wa Hikmatu Shuyukh. To bring the emotion and enthusiasm of and energy of the youth with the wisdom of the elderly. So, you know why our youth are disappointed? Because they want to see things immediately, the result. Because they are youth. They want to see everything in front of them. Let's do it, done, right? But you and I, we can look farther in the future and think about it with calmness and wisdom and experience, right? So we need to educate the youth and tell them, hey, brother, children, I know where you are angry. I know you think it doesn't serve any purpose, but in the long term, it's going to serve. Let's unite ourselves. Let's come together. And then we educate the youth. We mentor our youth, and they will find out the fruit. I was telling my son, 16 years old today, he was driving, he's excited, he gets his permit, right? So I told him, when I give you advice, I know sometimes you disagree with me. That's normal. That's not. I used to disagree with my father, right? It's not a problem. You can disagree with me. But put your mind one thing. There is a lot of young men like you who doesn't have a father who can give them advice. So I just want to make sure instead you learn in the hard way and take you 10 years. I'm just giving you the shortcut. So just to take from me, even though you don't like it, just to do it. And later on, when you grow up, you will appreciate it. Say, yeah, my dad was telling me was right? It's very important. Now, they're young, they are emotional, they are, they have energy, so sometimes they think we don't know anything, we are just all that. No, let's advise them. Let's mentor them. It's very important to tell them, yes, it makes difference. And actually, 24 is coming now. What we are doing? 24 is coming, and we know what our president did. What are we going to do? Are we going to just, disappointed and say, you know what? Forget it. Just sit down home. Nothing is going to change. No, I don't think that's right. And what I care about it, I didn't know before. Actually, presidential election is useless. What makes difference is local politics. I'm telling you, local politics make difference. When you are strong locally, nationwide they will respect you. Because the Congress people, they come locally, right? They came locally. So the Congress, the Senate, everybody will respect you when people locally are strong. That's all. I, we have to take the initiative. And Brother Abdullah, and anyone, not only three of us. I'm saying, if you are MCC, you are Muslim community, wherever you are, whether you are in Howard County or you are here in Montgomery County or BG County, wherever we are, remember, we are the Muslim community. And nobody gonna stop you if you want to organize something that's beneficial for our community. So tonight, inshallah, I will be ablaze. Most of the imams, they will be there, and I will tell the imams too. But everybody is responsible. كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. We are all responsible. We are responsible individually. We are responsible as a community. We are responsible as a parent. We are responsible, all of us, brothers and sisters. So, inshallah, we need to organize the community. To start with, we should start voter registration. I can invite somebody who can, inshallah, help us how to do voter registrations. I know CARE, they used to do with, yeah. So we start voter registrations. When everybody register, then we will make a pamphlet. One of the MCC, Montgomery County Muslim Council. They say they can, educate us, our community. I can invite them, inshallah, and they can just, maybe talk about this.
Yeah, we should. I think in general we need to get more focused on the political activism.
Yes.
MCC.
Yes.
CARE does a good job, but and the council that you mentioned, they, it's. I think we need to think about politics a little bit differently too. Instead of aligning ourselves with specific parties, I think we should be more issues based and try to drive based on issues. Because there's some issues that as Muslims, we align with the Democrats.
Yeah.
Some issues we align with the Republicans.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we distill it to, okay, most of our issues are aligned with this party, so let's just throw our weight
behind this party, yeah.
instead of trying to, make our position known and strong.
Education. And actually, I've been talking to some imams and community leaders and stuff like that about this issue. One of the concerns that the Muslim community has also, there's some Muslim individuals who are head of certain organizations, but they only doing this for the benefit of themselves. And that's not good. When I'm doing, actually the main goal, when I'm doing something, I should not have any self-interest. Anything that concerns our community, if I'm doing anything that concerns our community or beneficial for our community, if it's beneficial for the community, it's beneficial for me, right? So I should not have self-interest as an individual. I should not have any self-interest, because once you put self-interest about something concerning the community, khalas, it lost its strength. It should be sincere, and it should be for the benefit of the community at large. So and also some of our brothers and sisters who involve the politics, that's another concern. They say some of our brothers and sisters who involve the politics, their knowledge of our faith is almost zero. So they can be anything. So we cannot compromise our faith also. I'm not gonna compromise my faith to gain some political, gain. No, we should not compromise our faith, because faith is number one. And also we have to educate those who representing us. If suppose we want our brothers or sisters, if they want to run to county council, for example, or county executive, or state senator, for example, we have to make sure that brother or sister who know our deen and our values and what is important for our community. That's very important. We cannot just throw somebody who are, pure secular, who doesn't know anything Islam, who doesn't pray, who doesn't fast, who drink alcohol. Of course, we cannot support somebody like that. So we have to make sure If that person is not a non-Muslim, I understand that's another case. But if somebody who is a Muslim, who represents the Muslim community in a position, it should be somebody who have Islamic values. That's my personal opinion. So inshallah, if not, you can just, yeah, you can close. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.